Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things. So you may be thinking, where have you been? A&E. I wasn't feeling great last week and then ultimately I ended up going to the hospital, but I'm fine, I'm better, it's good. There's just things just like to foil my plans to film videos in private every year. But here I am, shush. Here I am. Friendly reminder, there are still loads of petitions that need to be signed that have not reached their goal, and whilst there are some donation funds that are done and are no longer taking donations, there are loads of other people and places and causes that need donations with everything that's happening in regards to Black Lives Matter and everything that is happening in America and also across the world right now, so I will leave those links in the description. Today I am going to be doing some LGBTQ+ books written by Black authors. There are books that I have not read and books that I have read. There's been a lot of focus on reading books to educate yourself, which I think is very important, but make sure that you're reading the right books by the right people. Also, I think it's really good to encourage books by Black authors, by people of colour in general. I wanted to share some of these to promote some books. Some of these, like I said, I've read and loved, and some of these I'm so excited to read, and I want to read more diversely. And I think when people talk about reading diversely, a lot of the time they think about reading LGBTQ+ books, but I also think it's really important to read books from authors of colour, because even if they are fictional, you can still learn from them, and there's still things that can educate you. So I wanted to share some of them today in a video, and hopefully tomorrow this can resume and I can continue making the videos that I wanted to make and other videos that I wanted to make during this month. The first book on my list is A Taste of Honey by Kai Ashanti Wilson, and this is a book I was shown recently and introduced to recently. I bought it on my Kindle straight away. It is a novella, which I love novellas. I want to do a video about my favourite novellas, which will come at some point, but I really like novellas. I think they're really cool and a really cool like concept to release, and I think they should be spoken about more because there's some amazing novellas. And this focuses on a kid, and he is the son of the master of the beasts, and there's it's like an interesting time for where they are, and the emperor has brought the delegation of gods and diplomats to Olorum, and they're sort of trying to debate lots of different things, and lots of things are going on at the moment. Akib has got sort of a lot going on, but he realizes that he's falling for a soldier named Lgbtqia, and it is everything from there. I am very excited to read this. I've heard so many good things about it and just seen so many people talking about it that it was not on my radar before, and I think this is why it's really important to always make videos like this and to always share literature that is by people of colour and share those things, because I'd never heard of some of these books before this month, and I'm guilty of doing the same thing, and I think we all need to try and be better. Not just reading Black literature now, and reading it always, and always recommending it, and always sharing it, and always making sure people are aware of just how much exists. Then we have Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Esvido, and I am so excited to read this. This will be my first book by her. I haven't read any of her other books, but I have been told that in all of her books there is LGBTQ+ representation, so I'm just gonna say her books in general, and I've heard nothing but good things about her writing and her books, so I am so excited. I've had her books for ages, I just haven't got around to them. They're all on my Kindle. And this focuses on Camino, who lives in the Dominican Republic, and she loves it when her dad comes to visit, but on the day where his plane is supposed to land, she goes to the airport and just finds lots of people crying and finds out that the plane has crashed. Then we have Yahira, who lives in America, and she gets pulled out of school one day by her mum to tell her that the plane that her father was on has crashed, and the two girls, thinking that they have lost their favourite person and their hero, their dad, and they've lost like everything to him, find out that they are sisters and the other one exists, which they never knew, and there are lots of family secrets and everything from there. I really love books that explore the intricacies of grief and the different levels of grief and different levels of family and lots of other aspects, which I'm really looking forward to. And the LGBTQ+ representation is that Yahira is actually a lesbian, so it is that as well, and I think there is what I've heard a little bit of a love story in this as well. but I just love the kind of like family intricacies and especially grief intricacies that are explored in books, so I'm very much looking forward to reading this one. Then we have a book which I do talk about a lot because it's one of my favourites, and that's Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn. This focuses on Alice, who thinks that she has her whole summer planned out and she's going to be with her girlfriend and everything is great. Alice is actually a biromantic asexual, and she gets broken up with by her girlfriend because of the asexual element of that, which then means that she decides she's going to give up on love, and that's all of that, and she's done with it. But then she meets Takumi and starts to kind of feel the feelings, and it's everything from that. I really love this because I really love the biromantic aspect, because I just don't feel like that's something which is explored at all. Like, we obviously have bisexual representation in books, but I don't know many books in which being biromantic is something that's explored, so that's why I love this one. I think it's really important and really great, and I love this book and have shouted about this book many a time. And then we also have The Beauty That Remains by Ashley Woodfolk, and this is another really interesting book which focuses on grief. And this focuses on Autumn, Shay and Logan, who are all brought together by music, but when tragedy strikes, all of them are sort of left unsure of everything. Logan just keeps watching videos of his dead ex-boyfriend. Shay is still blogging about music, but she's trying to keep it together and is really unsure and really struggling. And Autumn is sending messages to her best friend that she knows are not going to be answered. But it is coming back together in music, bringing that bond back to them and that exploration of grief, which I absolutely love. I've said for the longest time that I really want to make a video about books about grief, which I know is a very bleak video, but I think it's really important, and there's books in it, in what would be that video, that really helped me, and I wish I'd had at a younger age. So I just think that books like that are very important, and this is one of them, and I would recommend it. Then we have Felix Ever After by Kacin Calendar, which I've been excited about since I heard about it. I'm really looking forward to it, and this focuses on Felix, who is a black trans boy and just wants to find love, but ends up looking for revenge because someone drops his dead name and also pictures of him pre-transition. He then starts to fall for the person, or starts to fall for the person that he thinks has done this, and it was sold to me and told to me as a really interesting exploration and the complexity of relationships and friendship and love, and just how intricate those things can be and how complex they can be. And I've heard so many good things about this book, so I have faith that it's not going to be like a they bullied them sort of thing. Like, I have faith to know that it's not going to be like that, and it's actually going to be an amazing representation, because I've heard so many good things about it, and I've heard so many people, so many trans people praising it, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one as well. Then we have You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, which is, like Felix, was very recent, has come out very recently, and it focuses on Liz, and her need to get out of town is kind of halted because her financial aid falls through, and the only way she can get a scholarship is to win prom queen. But then there's a new girl, Mac, who's also her rival, but also giving Liz all the feelings, and it is everything from there. I really want to read this one. I am so excited to read it. When I found out about it, I was absolutely buzzed, and it was quite recently that I found out about it, but I'm so excited to read this one as well. And then finally we have Running with Lions by Julian Winters, which is a book I've been meaning to read for so long, and this focuses on Sebastian, who is his soccer team's goalie, but he's so excited about his senior year. He's got amazing teammates, his coach is fab, and he's super excited. But then new boy Amir shows up, and they actually have a history. Amir is his estranged childhood best friend, and now he's very worried because Amir's on the team and this guy hates him, and it's everything from there. I've been told by so many friends so many times to read this book, and just they've shouted it at me continuously, and I just need to finally get around to it and listen to them. But I am super excited about this. Literally sounds so up my street. My DBR is always so long, but I need to read these books. I need to share these books and talk about these books. But I'm so excited to read this one as well. So yes, that was my LGBTQ+ books by black authors recommendations. Please leave your own recommendations in the comments down below, and also all the links to all the donations and petitions to sign will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you guys are new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things. So if you want to stick around and join us, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the little bell. And as usual, all the links to my other social medias are in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!